John Kugler, K-U-G-L-E-R. I'm here to testify to the testimony that was given by the board. I'm a displaced teacher. I worked at Hyde Park till I was displaced. We were a receiving school also. We've seen our crime increase. We've seen our scores go down. But let's take an assessment, because that's what we're talking about, what Mr. Crosby and Mr. Runcie says, because we're doing assessments, we're looking at data, we're looking at figures. So I'm going to look at some figures. Lies. Lots of lies.
Yep.
Mr. Runcie, you lied.
Yeah, we always do.
You disrupted this school just by this announcement that it's being turned around. They testified to that. Once they got the notice, they started having violence again. So you lied. It's not in their best interest. It's a lie. Since this is a hearing, this is an officer of the court, we have to put that in the record, that it's a lie. So this guy, who's the attorney, who's supposed to be independent, which I believe he is, can weigh it. That's the scales of justice, lies and truth. Mr. Crosby, not once in your presentation, it's so disingenuous, I can't even say the word. I'm glad that young man spoke up and swore, because I can't. What you did is criminal. You did not once mention the mobility rate. When I looked at those graphs up and down, those big lines, there was big lines on those graphs. I remember. I had a good memory. You think people don't have memories. And I was looking at them and I had notes all on my papers. What happened in those years? They told us it's a high mobility rate, so your figures are wrong and you lied. Next slide. Who else testified? Miss Little? Well, we know about that. They already told us about you. You don't go to the school. You don't go to the school. You don't support the school. And the biggest thing is your own testimony is deceitful. If you were an area officer and this school was a failure, then you're a failure. And instead of you being turned around, you got a nice promotion. You got a promotion and you want to hurt these kids. Now let's go to the new area officer who's been on the job for 6 months, supporting the AUSL. You don't even know where the school probably is. You never did that. I researched you in North Carolina. You got kicked out of North Carolina because the county you were in, superintendent of, was failing and a judge took it over. That's the truth. So you lied. You lied. And the biggest lie here is which Mr. Runcie and the attorney here, I forget what her name, I think it was her or him. Is it Mr. Wong? Remember what you said, there's a close around policy or something? The testimony right here, this young man, right here. He just told you he's been on the job 6 months. It violates your own policy to turn around this school. So you're lying. You're lying that you're following the law. You're lying. And there's also a law, there's a public act. I have to read this to this attorney because I don't think you told him this law. Maybe he doesn't know it. But I know it. They all know it. It was passed October 30th. It was part of the solar bill on moratorium on school closing, but the CPS lobbied to take the moratorium out. But it passed by some shrewd lawmakers. It's Public Act 096-0803, which establishes a Chicago Educational Facilities Task Force. This law, Mr. Hearing Officer, was passed October 30, 2009. I'm going to give you my testimony. So this is a law which establishes this task force. Before any hearings, before any decisions are made, even gone to this point, there has to be hearings that involves the community members, the stakeholders. And it's very obvious that these stakeholders weren't involved. And if they were involved, we wouldn't have all these lies up here. And the biggest lie here is, and we have to make this for the record, Mr. Glumbecki isn't here. There was not a security assessment done. This is a turnaround school. Do I have to mention what happened at turnaround school?
Very good.
You want to murder these kids. I'm going to tell you that right now. You want to murder these kids. You turned around Baker. We told you last year that it's going to cause trouble. It's going to cause violence. You murdered that kid. You did. You're responsible. Don't murder